guys, and welcome to Peel Base Week. So I've been seeing a bunch of comments on my Peel Base videos from way back in the day, and I keep seeing, can you do another Peel Base video? So I heard ya, and here you go. So I've already applied my nail tips. I will leave them linked down below for you. I thought I recorded me applying them, but forgot to hit that record button. I do have some other videos of applying tips, like when I did my brother's nails, the Skittles nails, so I will leave that linked up here in the cards for you. I will leave links to everything I'm using down below as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and get my nail prepped. I don't do a whole lot of filing my tips. I kind of get a general idea for the length that I'm gonna do. That way I'm not wasting too much extra powder, but I prefer to just wait until I've done all my, dips of clear before I file and buff, because I don't see the point in filing twice. And to be 100% honest with you, shaping my nails is not my favorite part of doing my nails. I actually don't like shaping. But I'm just going in with my mandrel bit and my 240 grit sanding band, and I'm just going to buff the tip that I applied and make sure that it's flush with my natural nail. I'm going to buff the shine off of it as well. I'm not going to show me doing this on all of my nails just because I don't feel like I need to be repetitive with this step. This is pretty basic, pretty much. So if you guys have been with me for a while, then you know I'm not really a huge fan of nail tips, but these ones are the only ones I have found that I can keep on. My nail beds are kind of funky. I have like my middle fingers that are kind of flat, and then my other ones have like a super strong C curve. So I actually find a lot of nail tips to be uncomfortable and kind of heavy. I don't know. Have you guys ever had tips done where you could actually like feel the weight of them? I can. Maybe I'm just sensitive to everything. So I went ahead and prepped my nails with my Young Nails Prep, which is just a dehydrator. You could use alcohol. You could use whatever dehydrator you have. Now I'm going in with my Mia Secret I can't talk today, y'all. Clear acrylic and my Virgo&Gem dip base. I get a lot of comments about what I'm using to rest my hand on. It's just a bottle holder from Nail Prop Shop. This is their brush holder, which is great if you want something to prop your brushes up on while you're doing a mani. You could put like, I think it holds like 5 on there. So if you're doing an ombre, you could use that. I like to use it just to store my cuticle oil pens. I just keep them all propped up on there. I do have a discount code for Nail Prop Shop. So now I'm going in with my first dip of clear, and I'm just doing a line just around where that tip meets my natural nail. And I'm only going to show that on one nail for you guys also. For my second dip, I'm just going to do one quick swipe down the middle. That is going to help to build up an apex. Dip powder isn't the easiest to build up an apex with, but it can be done. So this is going to be obviously today's video, the Peel Base over tips and clear dip powder. And then on Friday, it's going to be Peel Base over builder gel. And instead of using tips, I'm going to use nail forms. So for the dip here, I do about 4 total dips. So I do the one across, my nail connecting the tip with my natural nail. I do that thin streak down the center. There I'm just trying to show you how much base I'm using. I try not to use a whole lot because you do want to always keep in mind that if you're doing this, technique, the dip and then the peel base, you're going to still be adding more layers of dip over top when you do your color. But believe it or not, this does not make them super thick. Now, the longer you do your tips, the more clear dip you're going to have to use because you need to build it up so that it has that strength to where it's not going to break. So if you're doing longer tips, you want to make sure you build a nice apex. Mine aren't that long, and so I did this kind of just for fun. I haven't had long nails in probably like a week before I had my son, to be honest, and he's 13. So it's been a hot minute. And then when my husband, you know, had to start dialysis and I started doing his dialysis for him, I had to do my nails even shorter because of, you know, doing his needles and everything. I didn't want to poke him. So for my third dip, I am going just up to the base of where that long streak was down the center. So I'm not taking the clear all the way up to my cuticle just yet. I'm kind of just going around where I did that apex line down the middle. But then my fourth dip and my last dip, I will do a full dip. Now, if you're worried about, you know, when you get to filing and buffing, you can go ahead and do 2 full dips, because you do want to, when you get to shaping and filing, you want to keep in mind how much powder you have at your cuticle, because if you tend to over buff or over file, especially if you're new to e-filing, then I do recommend doing a extra full dip, just because you don't want to dig into the clear, and I don't want you to hurt yourself or damage your nail. You can also, I love the iGel Beauty e-file, because I found that I can actually work with it at a super low speed, even over top of dip powder and the colored dip. And it adjusts to, you know, how you're working with it. It adjusts the power automatically on its own. So I actually love the iGel Beauty e-file. It is a little bit more expensive, but to me it's totally worth the investment. I did recently have a company reach out to me and actually send me their e-file, so I will be sharing that with you guys the first week in August, because I am participating here in Marla Chris's No Buy July, and I'm proud of myself. I haven't bought any nail stuff. Subscription bags don't count. But I will let you guys continue to watch me dip here for a little bit, and I will be right back. So I lied and I'm back. But I just wanted to show you, because it's more noticeable on my thumb, that I'm not taking the base all the way down to my cuticle area. So I just wanted to pop in and point that out for you guys. I am wiping my base brush off on a paper towel in between each dip before I place it back into my bottle, just so I don't risk contaminating my favorite liquids. So now I'm going to brush them off really well, and then I'm gonna go in and do my fourth and final clear dip, which is just a full dip how I would usually dip my nails. So just going in and doing my final dip, applying from cuticle to free edge, and then dipping into my powder. So while you guys are watching me do my last clear dip here, I just wanted to let you guys know that I plan on doing my first YouTube live on July 17th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully that'll be a good time for all of you to tune in and watch me swatch a bunch of iGel beauty stuff that I have coming in soon, and just hang out with me and do nail stuff. I do plan on doing a iGel beauty giveaway during the live, so definitely mark your calendars and come hang out with me, because I'm nervous. I do Facebook lives for the Panda group quite a bit, and I'm fine doing them, but for some reason thinking about doing a YouTube live makes me sweaty. I also created a group over on Facebook for all of my nail peeps to come hang out and chit chat and I have loved seeing you guys upload your mani pics, and I'm going to recreate some of them because you guys do some amazing, amazing manis. So if you haven't joined over there yet, I will leave a link down below for you guys here as well. So now I'm just going to brush off excess powder, and now I'm going to go in with my Virgo&Gem activator, and I am doing 2 coats of this as well, and I will let this sit and cure up for about 2 minutes, and then I will be right back to do some shaping and filing. So don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. So my nails have sat for a couple minutes. They are nice and hard and good to go. So now I'm just going in. This is a 150 grit file by Revel. I'm weird. I use like 2 or 3 different files to shape my nails. I don't know. I like to go back and forth, especially when I get to doing around my edges, because some of those, you know, more coarse files can take off a little bit too much, and you can't add back on once you've taken off. So I like to use this thinner Tamika file around my sidewalls, just because I can be sure that I'm not, you know, taking off too much. And you do want to also be cautious when you're doing your sidewalls with tips that you do still have your natural nail underneath. So if you go and file too much on your sidewalls, that's going to change the shape of your natural nails underneath. And that's why I switched to using a thinner file, because when I first started doing tips like 2 years ago, I always overfiled my sidewalls, and then when I soaked off the tips and wanted to do my natural nails, I hated how they looked underneath. But I'm not a pro, I'm not a nail tech, I just learn as I go. I do what works for me, so that's what I'm doing. I am going for a really square shape this time, so I am making sure to keep my file really nice and straight when I'm doing my sidewalls and my edge here. I am gonna curve them just a tad, just so I don't cut nobody. So that is all I'm doing here, just going to shape up my nails. I'm only going to show doing just 1 or 2, and then I'm going to get into some contour and shaping with my e-file. So I will let you guys continue to watch me here for a bit, and I will be right back. so I'm just gonna finish up shaping this last nail. I'm gonna go off camera and do the rest, and by the magic of editing, I am done filing and shaping. Anybody else have a part of doing their nails that they don't like to do, or it's just not your favorite? I love dipping, I love e-filing, I love doing the nail art, obviously. Shaping my nails is my least favorite. So now I'm just going in with my diamond bit cylinder bit and going around and contouring. I like to shape around my cuticle first, and then I kind of go up and down around the sides, and then I go across around my tip and my free edge. This diamond bit that I'm using right now pretty much comes with every e-file, except the iGel Beauty e-file. That one doesn't come with any nail bits, so just keep that in mind. So now all of my e-filing is done. I'm going to go in and just buff the surface of my nail since I am applying peel base, and that requires a super smooth surface that is going to ensure that you can pop your nails off. I've had a couple people ask me if I've ever tried any other peel bases, and I have not. I used the UNT first, and it seems to work really well for me, and I've heard horror stories about the Sparkle and Co peel base. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I just went ahead and sanitized my nails up really quick and got the dust off. Now I'm going to go in and apply my first layer of my UNT peel base. So I'm going to show one full application, you know, on all 5 nails of how I apply this. I do 2 layers of the peel base all together. So the second layer I will show you on one nail. I know my camera wasn't focusing really great on my pinky, but on my ring and my other fingers, you will be able to see where I'm applying it a little bit better. I don't do my whole nail. You'll kind of see that I don't go all the way up to my cuticle, and I don't go all the way to my sidewalls, and I also don't go all the way to the edge of my nail. I'll actually take my finger and kind of go across the edge just to make sure that I don't have peel base there. And I like to do this because it leaves a really thin hairline border around my whole nail so that my dip will adhere and stay on. Now if I plan on doing my nails like after 2 or 3 days, then sometimes I will do a full, you know, coat my whole nail with the peel base. So I like to do 2 coats, and I have just found over months and months of using this stuff that it seems like the clear dip, even though it's been activated and filed and shaped and all that good stuff, it does seem to absorb a little bit of the peel base. So that's why I like to do a extra coat over the top. It is important to let the peel base fully dry for, they recommend 5 to 7 minutes before you apply any extra layers or begin your dipping process. So I am going to let this dry for about 5 to 6 minutes, and then you'll know when it's dry because it'll go like fully matte, as you can see. And now I'm gonna go in and do my second layer. I've already done my other 4 nails, but I just want to show you once again that I do it the same exact way, leaving a little bit of a border around my nail so that my colored dip has a nice area to stick to. So I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for Friday's builder gel and peel base video, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.